Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Tilted Kilt version of Sports Scene. That's right, Sports Scene Live, right here every Sunday afternoon at the Tilted Kilt. We're located right off Highway 30 on 177 exit off I-10, and the Tilted Kilt with a full menu. Great place to come eat. They got salads, they've got the wings, they've got the entrees, the burgers, the sandwiches, the wraps, all kinds of stuff here at the Tilted Kilt. Plus, they have 50 televisions so you can watch your favorite team play if you're here on the weekends. Take a look at our new website, lasportscene.net. Couple of reasons. One, you can read about the POWs there and a little bit more about them that we don't see on television. And we have our webcast also. You can listen to a live broadcast, and our next one will be Sanoma and Lutcher. That's a big one right here on the website of lasportscene.net and our webcast. Hope you'll join us.
Whether you're hurt by a dump truck or a garbage truck or any kind of commercial vehicle, you may have a big case worth big money. And these are some of the big results I fought to get my clients. Just call me. Get it done.
Call 888-8888.
Do you have car problems? The next time you need your automobile towed, make it easy. Just call 2A's Towing. They offer the most affordable rates in Ascension Parish. For 24-hour towing, call 675-8357. Diaz Tire and Auto Repair invites you to shop with them in Gonzales and the Highway 42 Prairieville location. Bring your school ID and get $5 off oil, lube, and filter. Diaz Tire, Airline Highway Gonzales, and Highway 42 Prairieville.
Whatever your car is doing, we'll check it out and fix it right.
Amco Transmissions on Coursey Boulevard in Baton Rouge, 752-0081.
AA MCO.
A&M Heating and Air Conditioning has been locally owned and operated by Tony Arsenault since 1988. They have an honest reputation based on sound advice and great service. Call A&M Heating and Air Conditioning today for all of your service needs.
Looking for something new? Try Charlie Granger's for hot dogs, brisket, or barbecue. Charlie Granger's with house-made sandwiches, world-famous hot dogs, and don't forget the brisket baked beans. Wow! Located at 1000 South Burnside, behind the Shell Station, across from Regions Bank. You can call ahead and prepare to crave. Eat in or take out. Charlie Granger's, world-famous hot dogs, brisket, or barbecue. You can just have one try at it, and you'll be back for more. Charlie Granger's, a proud sponsor of Sports Scene.
Bertrand's Pharmacy has been providing personal medication counseling for over 30 years. Andy and Jeannie Bertrand, registered pharmacists, honor many prescription plans. Bertrand's is open Monday through Saturday. Phone 644-5641. Got computer problems? Does your computer have a virus? Give us a shot at fixing your computer. Pico Computers has years of experience. Pico will have you up and running in no time. Call today, 647-8882. Tilted Kilt is food, friends, beer, sports, and fun, awaiting you at Gonzales' newest sports pub near Cabela's. Check out the food and views at Tilted Kilt. Hearty meals like sirloin and cheesesteak salad. The Tilted Kilt, home of the Sports Scene Live TV show, Sundays at 3 p.m. Come be a part of the fun.
Week number 3 of the high school football season. And we got Sanoma coach David Oliver, Coach O, to talk about his third victory of the year. You're 3-0 now, Coach.
Yeah, it was a great night at the pit. It was exciting. 42-6,
kind of like the Saints game against New England, all one-sided, right?
It was. You know, we played a complete game, and it was homecoming, so it was great to see a bunch of former alumni, and I'm glad we came out and played well.
You know, not only did you play well, but you played well on offense and defense. Offensively, Halen Miller had 3 touchdown passes. You had Cade Nelson and KJ Franklin scoring, all the names that we've heard before playing well. But you had one guy in particular who really had a great game, and that's Johnny Johnson.
Yeah, boy, that was a special night for Johnny and his family at the pit. As you have probably heard, his dad passed away early in the week, and he wanted to honor his father with the way he played, and he certainly did that. He had a couple tackles for loss, a couple sacks, blocked an extra point, batted down a screen pass that he intercepted in return for a touchdown, and that was a special moment in the pit.
Special moment and an emotional win for the team and for him, obviously. And his mom was on the sideline at the end of the game, too. I know she was excited.
Yeah, his older brother played for us, and we've got a chance to know the whole family. So I was excited for Johnny. I was excited that he wanted to come back and be with his football family after a hard week, and I was excited about the way it went for him.
You had a shutout for 3 quarters. They didn't score till the 4th quarter, so you really pretty well dominated both sides of the football.
I tell you what, I can't say enough about how our defense is playing right now, especially the front seven, with the, Johnny Johnson we talked about, Brandon Bell, Jacob Furlow, and then you have Jacoby Landry, Reed Babin, Colton King, and then Howard Hebert. Those guys are really doing a great job setting the tone and the tempo of the football season. They're really holding teams back, putting them in disadvantaged situations, getting a ton of 3 and out. So our offense is still not where we want it to be, but it's starting to grow with some new pieces, and it's nice to be able to grow behind what early in the year has been a pretty dominant defense.
Halen Miller, 3 touchdown passes, one of them 66 yards to Collier Ricks.
Yeah, and Collier Ricks is a senior who's really starting to play well. It's a kind of another neat story is I actually coached his father at Southern University, was an All-American quarterback for me. So it's neat to see him have some success, and I got to see him and his dad after the game at homecoming, so that was special for me.
I tell you, it's amazing to me how coaches can do this and how well you have done this. You lost so many players from a year ago on a great season, and it's just like don't talk about rebuilding or retooling. You just went right back and boom, and you're winning again this year. I mean, that's really something with all new faces, basically.
Well, we've got off to a start, and our schedule's going to escalate with Lutcher and St. James coming up, and then we get into district. But I like how our football team's getting a little bit better each week, and I feel like the program's solid, and if you do a great job with your freshman teams and JV teams, then you usually get seniors, and we got a bunch of seniors. Now, they hadn't played a bunch on Friday night, but they've played a bunch, and you just got to get those guys some seasoning in a Friday night situation. So I like where it says a lot about our program, I think, that we're able to come out and have success.
I think it says a lot about your program that they practiced last year against some very good football players, and that made them better for this year.
There's no doubt about it.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about your next game. You mentioned Lutcher. This will be at home, which is a plus for you.
I tell you, we expect to fight. We know we have a target on our back the size of the town of Letcher, that they are highly motivated to beat us. And, each of the games that we've had recently have all come down to the wire. The last 3 have come down to the last play or next to last play. So, we're expecting a 48-minute football game, and we're expecting a stiff test.
And they're coming back off a win now. They've gotten back into the win column.
Yeah, they beat Marksville pretty impressive fashion the other night. So, they're getting their momentum back. And like us, in some ways, they had a tremendous football team last year, and they're tinkering around and trying to get the pieces in the right places, and you can see them starting to come together as a team. So, like I said, I expect it to be a tight ball game down to the wire.
Dwayne Jenkins seems to be a good quarterback coach because every place he's been, he's had some good quarterbacks, and I'm sure he's developing another one this time around.
He does, and they have some, nice skilled people around him, and the defense is kind of a bend but don't break style. But if you're in a situation where you're not doing your things right, if you're not using good fundamentals and having penalties, or you're turning it over, they can make you pay quickly.
The season, it's hard to believe, but we're almost halfway through. I mean, we're going into week number 4 now already, and you've got that winning streak going, so let's hope that keeps going.
We're working on it, and we're doing the best that we can.
I guess some other things we need to talk about very quickly would be that you've had a homecoming game, and that this past weekend you had a victory. Talk about that a little bit, about winning for the homecoming game.
It's always nice to win the homecoming game. That's a big deal for the community and the students at large. I'm not sure how much of a big deal it is for the football team in itself. For us, we try to make it just another game, but the crowds are always a little bigger, and it's been an unusual 3 weeks with the schedule we've had. We've had 2 or 3 days where we didn't have school because of weather-related stuff, and then we had the professional planning week where we had 3 days off of school in conjunction with Labor Day, and then on top we stack homecoming on top of that. So the thing I think our players are looking the most forward to is just getting back in the regular routine of a 5-day week with nothing else going on but freshman game on Tuesday, JV game on Wednesday, and varsity game on Friday, and I think that's really going to help us settle in as a football team.
Got Lutcher coming up next. We got the Player of the Week coming up next as well. And by the way, Johnny Johnson will be our Player of the Week that we'll introduce next week on the show. But comment a bit about Lutcher one more time for me about your preparation for this game and how you approach it mentally as well as physically.
Well, I tell you, this is one of those games that you don't have to, do much for your team to get them up. This game means a tremendous amount to both community, and it means a bunch to both kids on both sides. So, our kids are going to be ready to play, and they're going to be motivated to, stay undefeated, and they're going to be motivated because it's Lutcher. So, we try as best we can to play with a mindset that, all we're worried about is winning the next game one possession at a time. But, sometimes when you got a game like Letcher or something, it's hard to not catch those guys looking ahead. So I'm sure this week will be a great week of practice and we'll be ready for the game.
All right, let's take a look now at our Player of the Week this week. Galvez Seafood Company, along with Sports Scene Magazine and TV, would like to present this plaque to our defensive tackle Player of the Week, Jacob Furlow. And our plaque sponsor is Charlie Granger's Hot Dogs, Brisket, and Barbecue. Congratulations on being our Player of the Week. Congratulations. Thank you. Let me talk a little bit about this game that you just played. Defensive tackle number 43 made a lot of hits, made a lot of tackles, and y'all fell behind 3-0, and then you really came on strong.
Yeah, during halftime they just talked to us, and they just kept talking about effort, give as much effort as you can, and eventually it's going to do something for you. And all we did was work, put in the effort they told us to put in, and that's what led us to success.
It's kind of your time now. You've been in the wings waiting for that opportunity, and now as a senior you're getting a chance to really show what you can do.
Yes, sir. Yeah, it's a great thing. I was behind Garrett last year, Garrett Stevens, and he was a role model for me, so he taught me a lot. And coming up, starting left tackle, it just, using what he taught me, it showed up. It paid off.
What is your read when you're on the defensive line? Do you read the block that's being made, or do you look at the backs, which way they're going? I mean, what do you look for as soon as that ball snaps?
You got to first read the block, and then once you read it, then my coach tells me the ball will come to me. So if we read it right, then it eventually just hits you.
Here we go with the football terminology now. Swim, move, or bull rush?
Bull rush all the way.
You like that one?
Yes, sir.
All right. Tell us about this game coming up next. It's got another big one for you.
Oh, West Jeff, yeah, their record's 0-2, but Coach Thomas said don't let it fool us. They're a really good team. They played some really good teams earlier, and they're very good technique-wise, and they have some athletes. So we're just gonna have to watch out for them.
Last year was a great year for the Gators, and you guys are taking off and doing the same thing again this year.
Yes, sir. Hopefully we can continue to do that.
I got a pop quiz for you now. You ready for it?
Yes, sir.
All right, jambalaya or pastry?
Jambalaya.
How about crawfish or shrimp?
Crawfish.
Chocolate or vanilla ice cream?
Chocolate.
French fries or baked potato?
French fries.
Green beans or corn?
Corn.
Okra or broccoli?
Okra.
And how about steak or seafood?
Seafood.
There you go, a good Cajun. And congratulations once again on our Player of the Week. Jacob Furlow, number 43 of the Gators.
Your custom-built dream home is more affordable than ever at Roland Homes. Quality comes first on all our modular and manufactured homes. Roland Homes has a huge inventory in many styles and floor plans. And if we don't have it, we'll custom build it, so you'll find the right home to fit your lifestyle and your budget. New or pre-owned, financing is available. Plus, home improvement and repairs are even easier with Roland Homes parts and accessories now on site for your convenience. All at one location to better serve you. Roland Homes in Prairieville.
Big O Tires is now open in Sanama. They offer tires, alignments, brakes, and oil changes. If it's got tires, we've got you covered. Stuck on the road? Call their 24/7 roadside assistance number, 445-3635. Big O Tires in Sanama.
They swarm, they nest, they will destroy your home.
Eliminate the colony and eliminate termites for good.
We're one of the area's largest volume leaders in Centricon installations. Call the original Salvant. Call the Bug Man.
923-BUGS.
Automotive repairs? We've got you covered. Tyrus Total Automotive in Prairieville and Sanama Muffler and Brake Service. See us for CV shaft work, brakes, tune-ups, air conditioner, tires, and diagnostics. Wherever you are in Ascension Parish, visit one of Tyrus' convenient locations. Bro Welding and Industrial Supply prides themselves on same-day delivery. Customer service is our #1 priority. They deliver on time, every time. Bro Company, serving the area for over 30 years. On the web at broco.com. See Foti Financial Services for all your money needs. They have loans for any worthwhile purpose. Auto, furniture, appliance, home improvement, and vacation loans. Celebrating over 50 years of service, Foti Financial Services. Outmuscle the outdoors with a Kawasaki Brute Force 300 featuring sporty performance and agile handling, or try the Brute Force 750 with twin-engine digital fuel injection and automatic transmission, available at Lightspeed Motorsports. Tilted Kilt is Gonzales' newest sports venue. You'll find refreshing new food choices with appetizers like loaded tater tots, pub nachos, bacon cheeseburger sliders, and beer battered onion rings. Check out the food and views at the Tilted Kilt near Cabela's, home of the Sports Scene Live TV show, Sundays at 3 p.m.
Welcome back to the Tilted Kilt. Once again, we are ready to talk football with Darnell Lee, the head coach at EA. A winner 17-13 over Thibodaux, a tough ball game. You're 2-1 now.
Yes, sir.
Good win.
Feels good.
I tell you what, what's unusual is the first score for EA was a safety. Your last score was a safety, and that was the difference in the game.
Yeah, that defense was getting after it. Coach Zachary did a great job with them. Kids played hard all night for us.
Had to be 17-13, 2 safeties in the game, and you were down at one time 13-9, I think, at halftime, and came back to win this one. So that was a big win for you. Your punter had a 63-yard punt in this game.
I mean, K's been nothing but a bright spot for us. He got his first action week 1, and he hadn't looked back since. I mean, he's taking full advantage of his opportunity.
So field position means so much, and when your defense can play well with the team backed up, that helps your offense with the shorter field.
Yep. We didn't fall behind like we did last week against Parkview, and it gave us a chance to try to find a rhythm, but we still got to do a better job offensively of continuing drives. We're still stalling out, and I think it's just a matter of we got a lot of talent on offense, and you're down to we get Nick Massey back at running back, and that running game is a huge part of it. We have all the tools, we just got to be more efficient.
I was going to mention that too. The running game, it's good to have Massey back. You missed Ralph Williams, of course, out for the year with an injury,
right.
And because of that, the defense tried to take advantage by setting up 5-6 guys up on that line.
That's right, and they were big. They did a good job, man. That quarterback is 6'3", 240. They played him at Mike linebacker that game. That was the first time all season. We didn't even have film on him at linebacker. We come out and he's sitting over the ball. So this is something new, But Coach did a great job of scheming us, and like I said, we just got to be more efficient on offense and sustain drives.
Jason Wakefield had a 77-yard touchdown pass. Boy, he's coming along.
Well, the way we focused on running the ball early in the game gave him that opportunity. We caught the safety peeking in the box, and he was able to make a great throw.
Was it a play-action type play, or just?
No, sir. It was we flashed the running back, but up front we just went 60 protection.
Yeah, a big win, 17-13, and a first quarter safety, a fourth quarter safety, and that was the difference in the game, 4 points. Your next game is with Cecilia. You've got to go on the road for that one. Talk about that a bit.
Well, anytime you go on the road, I mean, we look forward to it because it's a chance for you guys to bond, and we actually play better on the road than at home, less distractions. Have that trip for camaraderie, and I mean, we're looking forward to it. Cecilia's a good team. Coach Gaines does a great job with them, and we see it as an opportunity to go 3-1 on the season. That's all we're preaching this week.
What kind of team are they? A passing team, running team, defensive team? What?
They're spread. They play hard on both sides of the ball. They're balanced on offense. They have a pretty good quarterback. I had a chance to watch him at LSU camp this summer, so he can throw it, he can move. They have a couple of playmakers on offense, and defensively they just play hard and they swamp to the football.
What kind of camp was that you went to?
It's when I took Cameron Wire to a top prospect camp.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yes.
And he is.
He was there as a quarterback, yes, sir.
Okay. The game with Cecilia, it'll be a road game, of course, but again, this puts you. I don't know, 3-1 just sounds so much better than 2-2. I don't want to say it's a turning point because that's overused, but it is a very important point in the season for you to get in a winning rhythm and to rather than being dead even at 500.
I tell you what, I'm humbled because it's all better than 0-6.
Well, that's how you started out. You're right.
I mean, what we're preaching now is we want to go undefeated every week, and that's the only schedule we're looking at. The next game.
Okay. What do you plan anything differently for Cecilia that we haven't seen up to now with your new running back, with Massey back and that type of thing?
Well, Massey's out again.
Oh, he's out again. Okay.
We lost him on the last play of the first half, so we went the whole second half with wide receivers at running back.
Okay.
But
well, that's tough to lose 1 and 1A.
Yeah, it is. And but I mean, it's early in the season, and our defense is playing well. So I mean, our offense, we look like the 2002 Baltimore Ravens. Just don't lose the game for us, But we have playmakers. We have guys who are going to move up. I mean, last year we moved Siobhan Robinson and Wakefield up from JV, and they ended up helping us go on a 4-game win streak. So, based on past precedent, I mean, anytime a kid gets an opportunity to step up for the Spartans is a good thing.
I remember the old days when the Baltimore Colts had Tom Matte, and he had the quarterback for a while or whatever. They had to make some changes.
Yeah.
You're doing the same type of thing. You're putting players maybe in positions that they're not accustomed to, but they got to step into it.
That's the advantage of having athletes. We're blessed and fortunate to have athletes at EA.
Yeah. The Cecilia team, I don't know what their record is, don't know much about them, but maybe you can comment a bit more about it.
They've been playing, they played Sam Houston and took a tough one on the chin, but Sam Houston's a strong program. But I mean, we see them as a formidable opponent. With Coach Skanes over there in the last couple of years, they've been up and coming, and they're looking for an opportunity to upset a 5A school.
We're going to see the Player of the Week coming up, but next week when we introduce our Player of the Week, it'll be the punter, Cade Kerner, which is unusual for a punter to become Player of the Week, but I think that's outstanding that you're able to do something like that. But
Yes,
we
sir.
do have the Player of the Week coming up. Congratulations on another victory, Coach.
Thank you.
Our POW is next. Galvez Seafood Company, along with Sports Scene Magazine and TV, would like to present this plaque to Darren Wilson, a senior linebacker. Our plaque sponsor is Pot and Paddle Jambalaya Kitchen. So congratulations on being our Player of the Week.
Thank you.
This gives you an opportunity maybe to talk about your teammates and your coaches.
I just thank my coaches and my players for helping me do what I could do, help me be able to help them out. And
being a senior linebacker, you got to be one of the leaders. Do you like that role?
Yes, sir. I got to help my defense out and tell them what to do.
Well, you had a great game. I know that the team overall had a rough go this last week, but you stumbled a little bit. But from last year, you learned how to come back from losses and win and get a winning streak going. So I'm sure you're ready to bounce back again this week.
Yes, sir. We just got to shake back, do our job, and get ready for the next game.
A lot of things are expected this year. Coach Lee has you guys really primed and ready to have a good season.
Yes, sir. I really like how Coach Lee set us up to succeed and all that.
Well, tell us about this next game. I think it's with Thibodeau, and that can be a tough matchup.
They got a big quarterback. He could do a lot of things, but as long as defense shut him down, as long as offense keep the ball in their hands, and we straight.
What kind of keys do you look for as a linebacker? I mean, do you look for a guard that's pulling or a man in motion? I mean, tell us what you look for when the call is being made by the quarterback.
I'm looking for the line. The line tell you what to play, especially your guards. The guards, if they pull, that's where the play going. If they base you, they come straight at you, that's where the play going.
If they back up, is it going to be a pass?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, congratulations again. And by the way, I've got a pop quiz for you. You ready for a pop quiz?
Yes, sir.
Players never like pop quizzes. And here we go. Jambalaya or pastelaya?
Jambalaya.
How about crawfish or shrimp?
Crawfish.
Chocolate or vanilla ice cream?
Chocolate.
French fries or baked potato?
French fries.
Green beans or corn?
Corn.
Okra or broccoli?
Broccoli.
Steak or seafood?
Steak.
All right, there's a good. You passed the pop test. Get back to practice. Congratulations again.
Yes, sir.
Darren Wilson, linebacker, senior, East Ascension.
Marchand's Interior and Hardware Specialist. You got it made.
Come into our showroom and let our experts guide you through our large selection of today's latest trends. Marchand's flooring and countertop collections offer these styles with unbelievable prices. And at Marchand's, we install it all. Come in to see all of the promotions and specials going on now.
With Marchand's Interior and Hardware Specialist, you got it made.
Galvez Seafood, now serving our popular boiled crawfish. Check out our daily lunch and dinner specials. We have something for everyone. Join us for steak night on Thursdays, or sink your teeth into our $5 burger and dollar draft special every Saturday for lunch. Book our private room for your next party or meeting, or let us cater your next function. Locally owned and operated, we pride ourselves on homemade. If you haven't already, come check us out. Galvez Seafood, Highway 42 in Prairieville.
Bear Steel Incorporated, Gonzales and Baton Rouge, offers structural steel fabrication. Bear Steel is a proud supporter of all high school sports in this area. Phone 644-5316 or 291-2144. Selling your home? Rick Gotro with Realty Executives in Prairieville can do a comparative market analysis to properly value your home before it goes on the market. Call Ricky today, 715-7256.
Pedrine's Portable Buildings invites you to visit their new location on the Airline Highway in Prairieville. Pedrine's offers free estimates, free delivery in surrounding areas, and setup. We do workshops, outdoor kitchens, even snowball stands. Pedrine's Portable Buildings.
It's hurricane season, Rescom Electric installs Generac generators for residential and commercial customers. Keep your family and business safe. Call Rescom Electric today for your Generac generator, 622-3647.
BNC Electric in Gonzales and Baton Rouge has starters, alternators, generators, and batteries for autos, trucks, marine, tractors, forklifts, and heavy equipment in stock. BNC Electric, starter and alternator headquarters, serving Gonzales and Baton Rouge. For sports, food, and fun, it's the Tilted Kilt in Gonzales. All sports fans will enjoy entree choices like beer-battered fish and chips, grilled pork chops, smothered chicken, and more. Check out the food and views at Tilted Kilt near Cabela's Parkway. And come be a part of the Sports Scene Live TV show Sundays at 3 p.m.
Back at the Tilted Kilt, ready to talk some more football with Guy Mastretta, the head coach at Dutchtown, who's really on his way to a parade for the homecoming queen. So we want to be sure to get this one knocked out as quick as we can. But 1-2 on the year, a loss to Covington 40-34, which doesn't tell you half the story. This may have been one of the more exciting high school football games I have seen in years, Coach.
Yeah,
it's tough to talk about a loss, but y'all played so well.
They did. I couldn't be more proud of them. You know, I told the kids after the game, you know, the game ended. We were tackled inside the 1 yard line on the last play, and I told them, even had we scored and won the game, I wouldn't be more proud of them. Just the fight and the competitive spirit they showed in the fourth quarter.
1 yard or 5 seconds, that's all you needed.
Yeah, you know, hey, that's the game of football. That's why we love it so much, right?
It's incredible. You led 20-14 at the half. It was a tight ball game on the scoreboard. It was tight on the stat sheet, tight all the way around. The third quarter, Covington came out, and I've got to tell you, they dominated that third quarter, 20 points, and shut you guys out. But then in the fourth quarter, you bounced right back.
That's right. We felt really good. Offensively, by far the best we've played all year, particularly the first half, and then right there at the end. We knew what we were up against. Covington's a heck of a ball club. They top 10 team, big, physical. So we knew what we were getting into. We were really pleased with the way we played in the first half. We understood that they were going to come out firing in the second half, and they did. I wasn't pleased the way we took it. On either side of the ball. I didn't feel like we were really.
Some 3 and outs, like 3 of them or whatever.
Yeah, you know, coming out of halftime, we really felt good. Everybody was excited, engaged, and didn't really play like that when the kickoff began the half. So that's something that we'll address. But I can't tell you what it's set up for, and to see our guys fight to the end, and again the competitive spirit that we haven't really shown in the last few weeks. I'm more happy right now today than I was the day before the loss, if that makes sense.
When you said big, they had a tackle that was 320 on the left side. They had a 6'6", 280 on the right side, and in between they're all 250s and 270s. Just incredible.
As big as
college or an NFL team.
I tell you, as big as the line was, you look at the quarterback and the running back and the receivers, they were
the running back's 220.
So yeah, you know, it's one of those deals. Again, I think we gained a lot from it. You know, it's tough on the kids. It's tough on all of us anytime that we don't win the game. But I think there's a lot of positives come from it. If we take it the right way and we go back to work on Monday with the right mindset, I think it's a positive for the season as a whole.
I got to talk about Matt Dixon a little bit, the kicker.
Yes.
There's a new rule in high school football this year about the onside kick. You can't just bounce once and go high into the air, or it's a penalty. So you've got to practice this thing. And by golly, you score a touchdown in the fourth quarter. I think everybody in the stadium knows you got to go for an onside kick. And by golly, he executed it.
He really did. And we weren't even sure who we wanted to make that kick. We have a sophomore named Sosa that's really coming along with his placements on his kicks as well. But all of our kicking specialists, Dixon, Caden Story, and Paron, they're doing fabulous across the board in all phases. So
we feel like point field goal guy most
that's
of the time.
Right. We feel like we have an advantage in those areas. We've got to shore up the rest of the team around it.
You had to be excited when you got that onside kick, though. You knew you had a chance.
Absolutely. You know, it's again, until that last second ticks off, we're going to keep fighting, and that was really, really pleasing.
All right, the game ended on the final play with a long pass to Noah Gray. He gets down to the 1 yard line where he finally tackled. He had to break some tackles to get to the one, and the clock ran out at the 1 yard line. That's how close it was. Had they scored and gotten the extra point, it would have been a victory. 40-34 the final. But let's look ahead now. You've got a road game, no, not a road game, a homecoming game with Chi Academy coming up next.
That's right. We're really excited about that. As a matter of fact, as soon as we finish here, I'm heading over for the homecoming parade and pep rally, and it should be an exciting week for the community.
Tell us about Chi Academy. What do you know about them?
Very athletic. Skill position-wise, they're extremely athletic across the board. The lines on both sides of the ball is somewhere where we feel like we'll have an advantage, and we're going to have to gear our game plan and our practices toward that.
Well, you're outweighed 40, 50, 60 pounds on in this last game.
Right,
this one ought to be a little bit of a breather when it comes to at least
comparison
size.
Yeah. That's right. We may still not be as big, but it won't be as big of a disadvantage. You're correct.
How about their skill athletes? Their quarterback.
They're really good. Quarterback, receiver. Again, across the board, they've got some guys that if you're not prepared, you play sloppy, they'll make you look silly.
And it's homecoming, so that's always an important game for any coach to coach when you got the alumni coming back.
Yeah, you really hope to get a lot of the crew back. There's so many, being my first year, there's so many folks that I haven't had a chance to even meet yet. So I'm hoping to have that opportunity this week. Looking forward to it. I tell you, Griffin Stadium last week was rocking. It was exciting. It was really great atmosphere, and I'm looking for more of that this week.
All right, well, thanks, Coach, and good luck to you. We'll let you get away to that parade, and we'll take a look at our Player of the Week. Galavea Seafood Company would like to present this plaque along with Sports Scene Magazine and TV to the Dutchtown High Player of the Week, Van Sean Grayson, the safety for the Griffins. And our plaque sponsor is Tony Gudo, Allstate Insurance. You're in good hands with Allstate, and I'll give you some good hands here. There you go. All right, congratulations on being our Player of the Week.
Thank you. It's been a real tough ride here, but defense finally coming together, offense holding on to the ball, and defense playing lights out like we know we can be.
Well, you got your first win for Coach Mistretta. That had to be exciting for the players, I think, and being a senior and all, you had to be pretty proud to get that shutout too.
Yes, sir. Is what Coach Timothy Lala been preaching to us all week. Got to play like the defense we know we are. We can stuff the run and force them to throw the ball up in there.
27-0 over Central, a big win. Dutchtown now 1-1, and you had a couple of picks in that game.
Yes, I had two of them. I'd like to thank Coach Johnny Walker and Coach Hahn for that.
Well, tell us about playing defense, and what are your keys? What do you look for when the ball is snapped, or even before the ball is snapped?
Before the ball is snapped, we first formation, and then when the ball is snapped, we look see if the lineman stands straight up or they firing off the ball, tell if it's a run or pass.
And then you have to react to whatever the play is at that point, right?
Yes, sir. We got to get there as fast as we can.
Tell us about your next game coming up.
It's going to be a tough one, probably our biggest game of the season right now. We play Covington. They got a couple of players that can make something happen for them, and we just got to keep them under control.
The practices, I understand, in the early going before the season started were pretty tough because Coach wanted to toughen you guys up and make you really ready physically.
Yes, sir. We did a lot of conditioning for sure, so we could play at full speed all 4 quarters.
We are ready for the final exam now, and this is a pop quiz for Grayson, Mr. Grayson. Jambalaya or pastelaya?
Pastelaya.
How about crawfish or shrimp?
Crawfish.
Chocolate or vanilla ice cream?
Vanilla.
French fries or baked potato?
French fries.
Green beans or corn?
Corn.
Okra or broccoli?
Broccoli.
And what about steak or seafood?
Steak.
Well, I tell you what, he may pass that very easily. Congratulations once again on being our Player of the Week.
Thank you.
Our Player of the Week, Van Sean Grayson.
At Peak Performance Physical Therapy, we treat the athlete in everyone, from the blue chip athlete to blue-collar worker. If your doctor prescribes physical therapy, ask for Peak Performance by name, getting you back in the game of life.
If it's glass you need, you can depend on Airline Glass and Upholstery, 724 Airline Highway, Gonzales. They've been taking care of your glass and upholstery needs since 1972. Give Stephen or Tanya a call today at 647-1040. Ascension Ready Mix supplies concrete for residential, commercial, and industrial clients. They're a locally owned company with locations in Prairieville and Baton Rouge. Ascension Ready Mix. Phone 677-7177. Acadian Custom Cabinets creates a custom product to your specs. They're professionals that do incredible work that lasts for years to come. The owner is hands-on to give you exactly what you want. Acadian Custom Cabinets. Phone 622-63. Bruyette's Automotive Paint and Body are collision repair specialists. Their certified trained technicians offer state-of-the-art repair. They offer free estimates and all insurance claims are welcome. Bruyette's Automotive Paint and Body. BNC Electric in Gonzales and Baton Rouge has starters, alternators, generators, and batteries for autos, trucks, marine, tractors, forklifts, and heavy equipment in stock. BNC Electric, starter and alternator headquarters, serving Gonzales and Baton Rouge. Outmuscle the outdoors with a Kawasaki Brute Force 300 featuring sporty performance and agile handling, or try the Brute Force 750 with twin-engine digital fuel injection and automatic transmission, available at Lightspeed Motorsports. Tags and Titles is your one-stop shop for all your DMV and notary needs. Renew your driver's license, ID card, or handicap ID. If it has wheels and a title, they can handle it for you at Tags and Titles, located in Sanama. For sports, food, and fun, it's the Tilted Kilt in Gonzales. All sports fans will enjoy entree choices like beer-battered fish and chips, grilled pork chops, smothered chicken, and more. Check out the food and views at Tilted Kilt near Cabela's Parkway, and come be a part of the Sports Scene Live TV show Sundays at 3 p.m.
Once again, we're at the Tilted Kilt. We're here every Sunday at 3 o'clock, and we want to remind you to take a look at our new website, lasportscene.net. Couple of reasons. One, you can read about the POWs there and a little bit more about them that we don't see on television. And we have our webcast also. You can listen to a live broadcast, and our next one will be Sanama and Lutcher. That's a big one right here on the website of lasportscene.net and our webcast. Hope you'll join us. Well, ready to join us now for the first time will be Josh Puryear. He is the fifth-year head coach at Ascension Christian. Last year, 8-2 for the Lions. That was a pretty good year, Coach.
Yes, sir, it was. We had our best win for our program, and we really had a good year, and it was an exciting year for our school.
And you lose your quarterback, unfortunately, to graduation, and you averaged, I think, 48 points a game last year?
Yeah, we, I had those kids since I got here. We had him. He was the third leading passer in the state, and we had the leading receiver in the state also who graduated. And it was a good time. We kept building to that year, and it's one of those things when people keep asking me, how do I replace that guy? And you don't. You don't replace that kind of yards and that kind of leadership and experience that he brought. We're growing from it. We're young this year, and we're looking forward to the challenges.
Well, we welcome you to the show and to talk about some of those challenges. And I know you've got a freshman and sophomore as your two quarterbacks now, so you got to grow with them, I guess.
Yeah, each week it's a learning process, and last year points came easy for us, and this year it's more of a grind out. And it's something that they're learning, and, each week it's good for film purposes. They get to see themselves, get to see the mistakes they made, the things that did well. And, but each week they get a little bit better. This past week it didn't really show on the scoreboard. But I feel in terms of just experience they're gaining, and these guys never took high school snaps ever, and it's just something that we're learning right now.
You lost to Houma Christian. You've got another game coming up now with Westminster Christian. We'll talk about it in just a moment. But there is something unusual. You're in 6-1A, but you will not compete for district honors. Talk about that and how that has come about.
We just don't compete for district honors right now. We feel like as a program, some of the teams in our district we're just not ready to compete with yet. We're still trying to grow our program and be consistent and have a solid foundation. And we feel it's best for our kids right now. That's what we do.
I don't know how you handle it as a coach. You barely have enough guys to really have a scrimmage. I mean, how many guys on your roster?
We got 27 right now.
27.
Yep, 27.
And 20 takes 22 to have a full scrimmage.
Oh yeah. But our kids go both ways, and look, you're not going to find a more tougher group than our kids. We got two defensive ends that played their ninth grade for us, and they're about 165 pounds. Each week they're going up against guys that are probably twice the size of them. And, each week our coaches commend us on how hard our kids play, and they don't make excuses. We're young, and we're growing, and
they got to be worn out after.
They are. Trust me, they got some nice bruises after. But they're football players. They play both ways. They have to. We got to make sure we take care of business in practice each week. And right now we're 1-2. But I'm seeing growth in our team. We got a lot of youth, and I'm excited for what the future is going to hold.
It's got to be exciting for you as a coach to to be able to play a lot of people too. I mean, I say a lot of people, you don't have that many, but everybody gets an opportunity to play.
Yes, sir. You know, last year we had 38 guys, and we graduated a good bit. And but this year, the thing that we're blessed with is we got 27, but all 27 can play. You know, and so we only have 2 or 3 kids really that go both ways because the majority of right now, granted, that's we don't have any many injuries right now, which is good. You know, but so most of our kids just play one side of the ball right now and sub in on the other sides.
You'd like to have that luxury of having like 40 or 50, like some of these 4 or 5A schools.
Yeah,
have.
that would be nice, you know. But hey, you can only do what you got.
Yeah. Well, tell us about your next game coming up and a little bit about your opponent.
Yeah, Westminster Christian. You know, they're having a little down year this year. We've never beaten Westminster. You know, we played them. They're a well-coached team. They're hard-nosed. They like to run the ball. They're kind of an old school team. They'll get in the I formation, double tight ends, and they'll try to pound the ball on us. You know, they didn't have too much success last year doing that, and I feel like this year I think we'll be ready for it. And you know, defensively they run a 3-3 stack, and they like to be aggressive and blitz a lot. And so I think we'll be ready for what they got. We got them at home.
Do you huddle up when you between plays? Because
no.
I have noticed that with every high school. I thought with only 27 players, I thought maybe you might kill some time and let them breathe a little bit.
Yeah, no. Well, but and the way I look at it is that the teams we play, they're in the same boat. You know, so if we're better conditioned than they are, then we're going to have an advantage. You know, most of the teams we play are going to be in the same boat that we are, and if we have that edge and that we can push tempo sometimes, it'll create an advantage for us. And that's what we were able to do last year, and that's what we're working toward this year.
I hope your players all have flu shots, because if anybody gets sick, boy, that could be rough.
Yeah, yeah, it can. Yeah.
27 players, 22. You've got if you have 11 on offense, 11 on defense, and then of course you got a couple of extra guys in there too. How about your special teams, and how does that work for you?
Oh, you know, for us, that's a big advantage. We got a new kicker this year and a new punter. And our punter last week, he had a 60-yard punt, and it's the first time kicking, and he's doing a good job of punting the ball. And our kicker, you know, is working his progress, and he's a soccer guy. I was able to steal from soccer and told him to come kick a football. And he's been doing that. He's been doing a good job of it. We sometimes pooch it. We direct kick it, you know. And a lot of times, you know, last year we at one game we got the ball 4 times on a pooch kick. You know, so we like to do those things and try to shake it up a little bit.
Well, we tried to shake it up a little bit with having a 1A coach with us and a local coach with Ascension Christian. And Josh Puryear, thank you so much for being with us. Our first time to meet.
Thank you. Yep.
We'll be back. Time now for a very special event that we have every week right here, and that is the Predictor, Pete's Picks. We got Peter Pasquale with us, and he's going to predict the games. You were 13-5 now for the year, but you're 7-3 this past week. That's not a bad week. 6-2 to start off with, 7-3 to follow up with.
The Saints and LSU are killing me right now, Mr. Larry. I apologize, and it won't happen again because I'm barely getting by with a C average right now.
Well, let's take a look at your first one. Lutcher at Santa Ma. That's our webcast, by the way, coming up.
Well, here we go. Mama said Lutcher was a bunch of mean son of a guns when these two schools played back in the 60s. The last 3 years, this game has been separated by about 10 points, with Coach O taking the W's. Lutcher wants revenge, but I don't see it happening. This will be Santa Ma's first real test of the season. I'm going with the Gators. I want to give a shout out to Johnny Johnson III. Last year, Santa Ma wouldn't have had the success they did if Johnny didn't come along as a sophomore to become an integral part of that defensive front in a spot that they needed him.
So you're picking Santa Ma?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's go with EA at Cecilia, road game for the Spartans.
Picking blue. This is going to be a very emotional game for me. Mama's name is Cecilia, and we had talked about going to this game being played the day after my birthday. Blues defense is for real, with 11 solid starters. And when they take the lead, they substitute freely to keep them fresh. They lost Ralph Williams for the season with the ACL, but Coach Lee just keeps plugging the next guy up. And then we'll be fine at running back. And Wakefield hit the long ball last week, but they must stop the 3 and outs to give that defense a breather. Cecilia and Breaux Bridge are like St. James and Lutcher. They are isolated communities in the middle of the swamp and along the river. And they play their own brand of football. So it isn't going to be easy.
All right, we've got homecoming for Dutchtown. They've got Psi Academy coming in.
It's going to be easy for Dutchtown. Dutchtown surprised me. They were able to compete with Covington last week in Devin Brumfield. So this game is going to be easy. Dutchtown's going to win this game. Coach Mastretta got the Griffins playing real hard right now. Ben Mays, Noah Gray, Jacoby Johnson, Vanshawn Grayson. Dutchtown's going to win this game.
St. James at Wassman.
St. James is going to win that game. St. James got DeMarcus Williams at quarterback. He beat you with his arm and his feet. They got 3 down linemen, Chase Davis, Jason Dumas, and Kyron Harris. So, I mean, they got some big boys on the front. St. James is 3-0 right now. They were ranked number 7 in the Class 3A poll. They went to triple overtime with E.D. White. Won 27-21. Wassman's 0-3. They lost to the number 1 ranked team, West Monroe Rebels, 50-12 last week. But I think it's going to be pretty easy for St. James, the Wildcats, this week.
Donaldsonville will be at home, and they will entertain Morgan City.
Donaldsonville is 3-0. I said Donaldsonville is going to have a good year this year, and they're going to have a good year with Coach Richardson over there. Donaldsonville is, let's see, Morgan City, they won the Hanson Memorial and beat North Central. They lost to Berwick. DeVille done beat Assumption Mustangs 44-13. White Castle Bulldogs 50-8. And the Port Allen Pelicans 44-13. They got Jalen Williams at quarterback and Taj Brown at linebacker. And Jalen Williams got a lot of people to throw the ball to, and Jamon Pleasant at running back. Donaldsonville's going to have them a real good year this year. Fighting Tigers at Donaldsonville.
Ascension Catholic at Thomas Jefferson. I know nothing about Thomas Jefferson.
See, Thomas Jefferson is 1-2. They beat Haynes Academy 29-7 and Lucia Charter 37-7, but lost to Isidore Newman, where Peyton Manning, Eli Manning, and Odell Beckham Jr. come from, 42-0. Ascension Catholic beat the snot out of Mentorship and Sophie B. Wright and Kevin. They getting votes in the polls too. Ascension Catholic's 3-0 right now. They barely squeaked by Kip Renaissance 13-6, but Ascension Catholic Bulldogs going to win that game.
We had the Ascension Christian coach on just a while back, and Westminster comes to visit them this week.
Well, Westminster's 0-3. They lost to Pope John Paul II, 40-0. Homer Christian 27-21, and Hanson Memorial 26-19. Ascension Christian was 1-2. Lost to Springfield Open Air and Ben Franklin 7-6. They lost to Homer Christian 41-15 last week. I'm going with Westminster on that game. They played the last 2 years, and Ascension Christian ain't beat them yet, so I'm picking Westminster.
Thomas More at Catholic, and Catholic's having a rough year this year.
Catholic beat Parkview Baptist to start the year, but I mean, oh no, they lost. Excuse me, they lost. Yeah. They lost last week to U High. Yeah, they beat Parkview. Parkview's a good team, you know. Parkview played with John Curtis, the number 1 ranked team in 5A. And they got beat pretty bad, but this game right here is an interesting game because this is our extra game this week. No one scored on St. Thomas More this year. The Cougars, Jim Hightower won his 399th game last week. It was a 3rd year in a row that the Cougars spanked the Green Devils. They beat Plaquemine 35-0. And look, Plaquemine got a great football program over there. So I think, I'm going to just call it, Coach Hightower is going to get his 400th win this week. St. Thomas More is maybe one of the best teams in the state, you know. Catholic got a new coach they breaking in, and like I said, they lost bad 34-6 to U High. They surprised Zachary 34-14. You know, I mean, you look at St. Thomas More, Lafayette beat them 45-0, beat Como 49-0, and Plaquemine 35-0. St. Thomas More is the real deal.
All right, we're going to switch our gears now and go to college football. We've got Syracuse at LSU.
I'm going with LSU. LSU should win this game. They're not playing an SEC school this week. I got a lot to say about that game. I really don't want to say much. But, I mean, you want to go ahead and say, like, Syracuse ain't played nobody. They beat Central Connecticut State. They beat Middle Tennessee. Oh, no, they lost to Middle Tennessee. And they beat Central. This game LSU should win, okay? So, like, let's just go ahead and say LSU. They blew out BYU, blew out Chattanooga. and then they got blown out by Mississippi State. So
Let's switch to the NFL now, and the Saints are having a rough year to start out with, and they got to go back on the road now to Carolina.
Yeah, well, I was kind of late on this pick right here. We just finished watching this game here. Carolina won today. They beat the Bills. They beat the 49ers pretty bad, 23-3 to open the season. Saints got whooped by Minnesota. I guess you could say they got whooped by the Patriots today. I mean, it's kind of hard to pick the Saints right now, so I'm going to pick the Carolina Panthers.
Well, you were 6-2 the first week, 7-3 the second week, which is really good, 70%. That's still not bad when you're picking games, and 13-5 overall. So a pretty good start.
I want to be 92%.
Well, you're going to have to hustle it up this week and maybe get some breaks along the way.
I want an A average.
An A average. Huh? Have you checked out the menu yet for today?
Oh, I like the hamburger.
Oh, I know you do. You get that every week,
yes,
man.
Sir, I do.
I'm going to try something new this week. I haven't tried. We've got 50 TVs around here, so we're going to watch a lot of football today, and you can do it every weekend and come by any day here at the Tilted Kilt. That's our Pete's Picks.
We're outside the dog pound here in Letcher, Louisiana, ready to announce our Player of the Week for the Letcher Bulldogs. Sports Scene Magazine, along with St. James Parish Hospital, would like to present this plaque to our Player of the Week, and our plaque sponsor is Poche Family Clinic, and we hope you will support all of them. And our Player of the Week we support very well is Davon Adams. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Larry.
Running back, and tell us about your ball game.
It was a tough one. I mean, hard fought. Basically, we didn't come out with the dub, but I mean, I'd still like to thank my coaches for putting me in the best possible position. Our fans for supporting us. We love them Bulldog fans, and it's my teammates for believing in me and just giving me the chance to make a play.
He made many plays. He got 100 yards rushing, and you got a touchdown out of it too. So you had a good game, even though it was a 13-7 loss to your rival.
Yes, sir. Go Dogs, though. Go Dogs. Keep watching us. Keep watching.
The Bulldogs rivalry with St. James is a good one, though. You've been around it a while now, being a senior and everything, and it is exciting. It's a great matchup for the whole community.
Yes, sir. Thankfully, we played them about 4 times in 3 years, so we made the most out of that rivalry. Battle of the Banks. We still took most of the wins, though. Remember that.
How about your game coming up next? Talk about that one.
It's homecoming, Marksville. We actually played them 2 years prior in the 1 year prior in the playoffs, and it's going to be hard fought again. Hoping to come out with our first dub. We will come out with our first dub.
And that's a unusual situation for Letcher to be in, because y'all have been state champions. Y'all have been around. You've done a great job the last couple of years. It's time to rebound now.
It is, and you never count the dogs out. I mean, we've had seasons like that before in the past. Again, we moved up to 4A, so we went from the top dogs to the underdogs, and we really, I mean, we're still gonna make a run for it. Don't never count the dogs out.
I got a pop quiz for you. Ready? Jambalaya or pastelaya?
Jambalaya.
How about crawfish or shrimp?
I'm allergic to both. Allergic to seafood. That's crazy.
How about chocolate or vanilla?
Vanilla.
French fries or baked potato?
French fries.
Green beans or corn?
Green beans.
Okra or broccoli?
Okra. Yeah, okra.
Sometimes I get neither on that one.
Yeah. No, I love the okra. I love the okra.
And I had steak or seafood, but it might as well be steak.
Steak.
Right?
It is steak. Yes, sir. Yeah.
Well,
Steak.
congratulations again on being our Player of the Week.
Thank you, Mr. Larry.
Davon Adams, 100 yards rushing, a touchdown, and our Player of the Week for the Bulldogs. Welcome to St. James. The Wildcats Player of the Week is ready to be announced, and we are ready to present the Sports Scene plaque. Our corporate sponsor is St. James Parish Hospital, and our plaque sponsor is St. James West Bank Clinic. And this will go to Player of the Week, Glenn Brown, a defensive back, cornerback for the Wildcats. Congratulations on the award.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Your opportunity maybe to talk about your teammates, your players, your coaches.
Well, I'd like to thank my teammates and my coaches. The defense we have is tough, hard-hitting, and being on the field with them, makes me work harder.
Let me tell you what, he had an 84-yard blocked field goal attempt for a touchdown, ran it back 84 yards. He also had an interception in the game. That was a big play at the time to keep a 13-7 victory going.
Just had a lot of momentum in the game, and I feel like, if I make a big play now, it'll affect us in the fourth quarter.
I tell you what was fun. It had to be fun to knock off Letcher, your big rival.
Yeah, we ain't beat them since 2004, like 13 years, so Yeah.
That was something special, huh?
Yeah.
Something special for your head coach, too.
And the senior year for our senior class also.
Yeah, no doubt about that. All right, tell us about the next game coming up, though. That one's in the rearview mirror. You got another big game coming up again.
Yeah, play against E.D. White. You know, they're a tough team. They're very disciplined. So, you know, if we do our job, we'll win.
We got the band playing right now, practicing, getting ready for the big game this weekend. And I've got a pop quiz for you. You ready for the pop quiz?
Yes, I'm ready.
All right. How about jambalaya or pasta? What's your favorite?
What?
Jambalaya or pastalaya?
Pastalaya.
All right. Crawfish or shrimp?
Shrimp.
Chocolate or vanilla ice cream?
Chocolate.
French fries or baked potato?
French fries.
Green beans or corn?
Corn.
Okra or broccoli?
Okra.
Sometimes I get neither. And how about the steak or seafood?
Seafood.
All right. Well, you did good. You did good on the pop quiz. You did good on your game. And congratulations once again, and good luck on your next one.
Thank you.
Glenn Brown, the Wildcats Player of the Week.
Brubacher's Grill at 909 East Ascension Street in Gonzales, where good food and good friends come together. Offering a casual, fun atmosphere with a menu selection to satisfy the whole family. From pizzas, burgers, and po' boys to steaks, seafood, and salads with daily lunch specials and a whole lot more. Bring the whole family or meet friends on the deck. There's fun and entertainment for all. Make Brubacher's your next stop for lunch or dinner and check out the other 5 locations in Baton Rouge. Taste the great tradition at Brubacher's Grill, where some things only get better.
See Gonzales Military for a big selection of kids' camo and cold weather gear. They carry boots, camo rain gear, rubber boots, headgear, belts, and more. Gonzales Military on Burnside in Gonzales.
St. James Nursery in Gramercy is headquarters for your landscaping needs. They have plants, shrubs, trees, as well as palm trees. See Patrick or Denise Wagaspack or call 869-5254. Roseland Funeral Services remind you to take time to enjoy life and celebrate with your loved ones. Roseland Funeral Services is a locally owned company in Lutcher that's been providing services to the river parishes for many years. Pot and Paddle Jambalaya Kitchen, with 3 locations offering daily lunch specials, is one of our newest sponsors. Pot and Paddle for dine-in, carry-out, and catering. A great place for lunch 7 days a week. Baton Rouge, Denham Springs, and here in Gonzales on Cabela's Parkway. Check them out online at potandpaddle.com.
When you need collision repair, you want your vehicle to look brand new. For a top-quality job, request Allen's Body Shop. Their certified technicians have been doing quality work since 1978. Kenny Allen, owner.
Living in the South, we're sometimes too busy to make it to the bank. And if on the go, like me, use the First American mobile app to check accounts, make transfers, deposits, and a whole lot more. First American, a banking tradition since 1910.
Brignac Physical Therapy in Gramercy specializes in physical, massage, pool therapy, sports rehab, vestibular rehab, and dry needling. Most insurance is accepted. Brignac Physical Therapy. Phone 869-0389.
Bring all your friends to the new Tilted Kilt Sports Pub in Gonzales. Enjoy their wings with signature sauces and rubs, as well as burgers like you've never had anywhere else. The Tilted Kilt, home of the Sports Scene Live TV show, Sundays at 3 p.m.
That's going to wrap up another edition of the Sports Scene Live show, where we get all our information right here from our Sports Scene Preview, football preview, and our weekly magazine. Don't forget to pick up one of these. In fact, this one on the back tells you when we air this show, and a great opportunity to watch every week. We tape 3 o'clock on Sundays. Come on out, visit with us. We'll be glad to see you. Until then, so long.